Hi! If you're like many people who are curious about taking an acroyoga class, you might wonder if you have to know yoga first. It's surprisingly often at the beginning of a class, new students will come and they'll either tell me really proudly like, I know a lot of yoga, I'll be really good at acroyoga, or they'll be concerned like, I don't do a lot of yoga, am I ready for acroyoga? And I'm gonna give you an answer, and this is kind of part of, I do a video series of where I explain common questions or concerns that people might have who want to try an acroyoga class. And I teach acroyoga in Midtown, New York City, Saturdays from 3 to 6 and Sundays from 5 to 6. And the good answer is you don't really need prior yoga experience. Actually, the name acroyoga is quite a bit of a marketing thing with pretty little connection to actual yoga. Before the practice was called acroyoga, you might have just referred to it as partner acrobatics. But then this term acroyoga caught on and it sounds sexier. It also suddenly, all these yoga studios could market it as part of what they offer. And before it was something unrelated. But in actuality, it's quite different. Yoga is a lot of things to a lot of different people. And if you look at how it developed, like what a lot of Indians consider yoga is more like a meditative sitting around and philosophy. And then what you see in some of the gyms is more like gym exercises in the shape of yoga. But regardless, acroyoga is kind of its own thing. It's more like, think of it as partner acrobatics. Side note, there are supposedly some old videos from India where people inside of the yoga practice did things that looked like acroyoga. But I've heard that's like a minor thing and just for completeness. People who do really well studying in acroyoga tend to come from backgrounds like cheer, gymnastics, lyra, aerial silk. These activities, like a gymnast who goes upside down, has to move around a lot, like those are skills that like transfer really well into acroyoga. And I've seen people walk in and within the first half hour they've been able to do incredible things because they could transfer a lot of skills from there. I haven't seen much of a difference in people who know yoga. Maybe if you're a very inflexible person, so yoga could have made you a little bit more just general flexible abilities. But it generally isn't like a really big connection between it helping or hindering. So the good news is, if you don't do a lot of yoga, it shouldn't be a problem doing acroyoga if you have a general good fitness level. If you do a lot of yoga, hey, it's not gonna hurt you, and maybe some of the poses you're more flexible, so you can do them easier, make them look cooler.